Today, Jesus heals the deaf and the mute. Jesus is accomplishing two things. He's healing a person that is different. This person is deaf and he's mute. In other words, Jesus is embracing the person, the marginalized. He's different from us. I remember when we were in school and we were younger, and we used to have dance class. And there was always a couple of girls that you didn't want to dance with. We were excluding them. But not Jesus. He's teaching us how to embrace everybody. To Jesus, everybody is the same. Everybody. So by embracing the deaf and the mute, he's showing us the example of how it is that we're supposed to love everybody. Not just the person that is normal, but we should love as much the person that is unnormal. The crippled, the blind, all of those. We should embrace all of those. Have you ever been to church where when they're doing the Our Father and they hold hands and you see the person that's maybe not dressed properly or like the other ones, and people don't hold his hand. They exclude him. Jesus is telling us you got to embrace the marginalized just as much as the person that looks normal. Because, and the other thing that he did was in the first reading, we see that God says, do not be afraid. He comes for those whose hearts are frightened. Be strong. Do not be afraid. And that's during the exile that Isaiah existed, Isaiah the prophet. He's talking about the early church when the people idolized different gods. And Jerusalem was destroyed and they were taken captive. They were captive for a long time. 60-something years. 70. And so Isaiah is telling them, be strong. Do not be afraid. Your God is going to give sight to the blind. He's going to make the lame walk. He's going to make the mute sing. And where there's desert, there's going to be pools of water. Where there's grassland, there's going to be rivers. That's a promise that Isaiah, through God, made to the people. Do not be afraid, because your God is going to give you all of that. James in the second reading is talking about when this man that's well dressed, in suits and all, if he goes to a banquet, they're going to sit him at the place, at the front of the banquet. And the guy that's not dressed properly, they may tell him to stand. Hey, stand over here. If there's room for you later, we'll find a place for you. Isn't that how it works? That we always judge people by the way they're dressed, the way they look, but not Jesus, And St. James is telling us, Jesus, God chose the poor to inherit the kingdom of God, so that we shouldn't judge people by what they look like, and we shouldn't exclude the people that are different from us, the people that are crippled, the people that, the stranger. We should receive the stranger just like we do our friends. We should see the face of Jesus in you, and you, and you, and you, you and you. Because Jesus should be the same to all of us. And everyone should be the same to each other. Just like he opened the ears of the deaf and made him able to talk, we too should open our hearts, our minds to all the people, that we can embrace all of them. We shouldn't be exclusive, we should be inclusive. We should embrace all people, no matter what they look like, where they come from. That way we can be like Jesus, who opened his the hearing and made him able to talk. And if we embrace all peoples, we'd be opening our hearts and our minds to them and accepting them as our brothers and sisters, because Jesus said, love God and love your neighbor.